had to close my fucking game out because I was going to fail the mission if I didn't do anything about it. So, I get on GTA, the controller's still bugged, I turn it off, and it works just fine. So, I think it's the controller. From what I see. I gotta restart the goddamn mission because of this bullshit. See? The shooting is just fine. But when I streamed originally, the shooting was semi-auto. Like a semi-auto rifle, for example. It'll go like this. Or won't even shoot at all. Why's the underneath of this bridge wet? That's fucking fun. I gotta set my spawn at salvage yard and hop lobbies. Now I'm gonna go fix me some fucking spaghetti, bro. Yeah, need to cool off for a bit. That right there actually pissed me off.
Some vessels seek refuge near Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. U.S. officials say Iran has not taken steps to close the Strait of Hormuz, a key artery for global oil shipments. According to Kalshi, the prediction market, there is a 42% chance that Iran will close the Strait of Hormuz. What do you think of this?
This is it. Arena War.
Fox News. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Why is there a copy of the World Trade Center in the middle of Africa? One World Trade Center in New York is one of the most famous skyscrapers in the world, but there is actually a building in Kenya that looks extremely similar. So what happened? This is the Britam Tower in Nairobi, Kenya, and even though it is one of the tallest skyscrapers in the country, many people focus on its resemblance to the World Trade Center. Both towers have extremely similar glass facades.
That's fucking wild.
On their roofs, making many people think the Britam Tower is trying to copy the New York skyscraper, but there's actually another reason.
That feeling of India never really leaves you. If India's on your mind, book your flight back home on Cheapo Air.
You want an experience that wakes you up? A place where you can scream to your heart's delight? Go ahead.
Yeah.
This video is brought to you by Koofandy. Whoops, looks like you caught me on my usual weekday outing. But with so much important business to conduct, it can be tough to find the right fit. Well, that's where the sponsor of today's video, Koofandy, comes in. They make high-quality men's clothing for all shapes and sizes. With such a vast array of items to choose from, are sure to have something that suits your style. Maybe you're looking for something refined yet relaxed, like this casual blazer set. Or perhaps you're feeling a little more loose, like this varsity style set. And hey, why not combine them? I'm no stylist, but these clothes both look good and feel good, so if you'd like to try them on for yourself, not these ones are mine. Go to Koofandy.com and use my code EP15 to get 15% off your order. Once again, that's code EP15 at Koofandy.com. Thanks again to Koofandy for sponsoring this video, and I hope you enjoy. So there's this driver, Mark Martin, a bona fide legend, but also keeper of the most unenviable record in racing. It's been well documented how his NASCAR Cup Series career contains the most runner-up points finishes of any driver who's never won the Cup. He finished in second 5 separate times, yet never finished first. That is tragic. Far more than what most people can claim, but still, tragic. Though far less documented is another man who I think gives Mark a run for his money. Elliott Sadler, a longtime Cup Series journeyman, stepped away from Cup in 2011 to instead run in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. Wait, sorry, I meant to say Xfinity Series. Oh, no, actually Nationwide Series. Boy, they've had a lot of sponsors. And in that second-tier series, he finished second 4 times. Even when it came to finishing second, he finished second. And just like Mark, his career is chock full of crazy stories. So let's saddle on up and look back at the successes, the failures, and the many, many flips of NASCAR's resident runner-up. Unlike the racers of today who literally start while they're still in diapers, Sadler wasn't originally planning to drive a race car. As a high schooler, he played basketball, baseball, football, golf, and cross country. 6 different sports for which he received multiple scholarship offers, including one to play b-ball in his home state for JMU. In another timeline, he could have been the next MJ, or at the very least the next White Mamba. But in reality, he would suffer a sidelining knee injury that, quote, allowed him to pursue a sit-down job. This led him to join the family business of racing, something he had already dabbled in long before. At age 7, he wanted to run his first race in a go-kart, but his age group didn't have enough entrants. So the organizers placed him in the older class with his brother Hermie, another future NASCAR driver, and told him to just ride around and gain some experience. Young Elliott, starting his first race in last place, competing against kids 5, 6, 7 years older than him, took that little go-kart and flipped it 3 times, ripped the whole engine out too. Get used to that, kid.
I'm in danger.
Of course, he would eventually get another crack at it, and kept cracking his way to the 1984 Virginia State Karting Championship and the 1992 North Carolina Gold Cup.
W Man's from Virginia. Langley Speedway. I think that's what it is.
And then onto the national scene in the nationwide Xfinity, O'Reilly, Busch Series Dam. Winning a handful of races in the Phillips 66 car, his team, Diamond Ridge Motorsports, set their sights on a championship. But before they could pursue it, Elliott made a surprise leap to the NASCAR Cup Series, driving for the oldest team in the sport, Wood Brothers Racing. Taking the helm of their fabled 21 Taurus, he suffered his first flip in 2000 and scored his first victory in 2001. He later jumped ship to drive for Robert Yates in the M&M's number 38 car, in which he suffered 2 more flips and claimed 2 more wins, starting to sense a pattern. After a career-best 9th place points finish in 2004,
What happened?
were once again set on a championship. But then Yates fell off, and Sadler once again failed to drive for Ray Evernham's number 19 team, which he later described as a circus. It was the only Cup car that he never won in, though he almost did in Daytona in 2009. But it was also the only Cup car that he never flipped, though he almost did in Pocono in 2010. Fun fact, for those who don't know, this crash was the 2nd hardest recorded impact in NASCAR history at approximately 86 Gs, and there is no clear camera angle that shows it. ESPN was so focused on the crash up front that they didn't notice Sadler's car hitting the guardrail at 160 miles per hour, or even the engine being ripped out from underneath the car. People have stabilized fan footage, zoomed in on the onboards, and even referred to the old RaceView app, but it remains one of the biggest pieces of lost media in NASCAR history. Remember,
That's the scary part, dude.
too off track, just like Elliott. The point is that by now, Sadler
That the most hardest crash,
Truck Series race.
there's no good angles.
First NASCAR win in 6 years.
What do you mean?
They literally showed the shit.
Like the actual crash of when he smacked into the guardrail?
Yeah.
No, I mean like a good footage of it. And like main focus on it.
They literally did. Like, what?
Like, show me it then, bitch. You stupid dog.
They'll show it when they get back from commercial. I guarantee it.
I meant, are you stupid? I meant Elliott Sadler's crash.
Who? Oh, Elliott Sadler?
Yes.
The one where he flipped?
Pocono 2010. Alright, we're playing the game normally now, boys. After many mistrials and error.
Sounds like there are no more tokens in your way, so be quick. There should be a telescope in the box that you can use to find the car.
Look through the telescope! Is the race glitched? Yo, this is bugged. Hello once again. Holy shit, dude. Hold on, dude. I'm trying to get this mission done and over with, but it seems like I have glitched the fucking game. There's no cars out here. Yes, we will, if you will shut the fuck up, dude. You've been asking that for like 2.5 days now. Okay, I've EWO'd, so there should be shit happening. The game's glitched. I literally have to leave and rejoin.
Again? Auto goon. Ouch! Yo, there's some hot ass loading in this mission. Why?
Hello? Why is it?
Fucking hell. You were shocking.
True.
Wasn't it like this last Saturday too, I swear?
For a little bit.
Not as bad as
Watch one off the Gogoon. To his, I think, non-hot girlfriend.
Wake up! It's game day! Go pick up the LS panic truck and let's hit the arena. I'll call you back in a few.
Sully, what's crap? Why you gotta bump into me?
Man, I know this car, and I know the Duggins couldn't appreciate the work of art like that if it was reversed up their asses. This is a freaking rescue operation. Seriously.
Okay, that's a great spot to, like, spawn my Sparrow in. Right on a pole.
Hope you don't get stage fright, because you're about to steal an incredibly valuable, completely unique car from a notorious crime family in front of thousands of people. Man, how are you so chill?
I'm trying again for the third time for this fucking stupid mission. Controller bugged out on the first one, second round. Game glitched, I think, on its own. Ow. Sammy Smith.
Man, it's very special to me. Kevin Harvick was so impressed with Elliott's performance in his truck that he decided to bring him back for more select truck starts in 2011. But more importantly, signed him to drive the one main car full-time in Orion X Nationwide. Not quite as glitzy or glamorous as the Cup Series, but at least here, Sadler can be competitive again. He proved as much. While he failed to find victory lane, he did finish in the top 10 24 times in 34 races, and only finished in the bottom half of the field 3 times. The year still had its setbacks, though. Late in the season, in hot pursuit of the championship, sitting on the pole in his sponsor's title race, no less, the team went to Dover with a totally new car and totally new setup, and it was awful. He spent the entire race plummeting from 1st to 14th. No, we're not giving up. We got 5 races left. Anything can happen. Still, Sadler kept Stenhouse, the championship leader, honest, drawing within 17 points with just 2 races remaining. Though all of that work would be undone in turn 3 in Phoenix. It's not like a dude just hit us square in the rear and I just lost it. I don't understand. He's not running for anything. With no hope of staging a comeback in the
What's it
finale,
now?
Sadler would settle for a second place points finish to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So thankfully he'd have another chance in 2012 with the same car but with a new team, Richard Childress Racing. Having won 3 of the last 11 Nationwide Series championships, the expectation grew higher at RCR. And once again, Sadler delivered, putting up another season with 24 top 10s, but even better, finally returning to victory lane 4 different times. It would end up being the winningest year of his whole career, a year in which he led the points for 26 weeks of 33. For once, he was the odds-on favorite.
Oh my god. Yo.
Never mind his teammate Austin Dillon driving through his back bumper. Hard to recover from stuff like this. Also, unfortunately, Ricky...
Dude, there's like barely any cars here for like a majorly big event.
Throughout the whole year, he whittled away at Sadler's points lead until once again, in turn 3 at Phoenix, Elliott's whole season fell apart.
Oh no! Elliott Sadler into the wall! The championship!
It's 100% my fault. I should have done a better job with these guys, and I just apologize to them for putting them in this position heading to Homestead.
Heading to Homestead in a slightly less insurmountable hole didn't change the outcome.
Visit ATM. Can I visit the ATM right here? No fucking way. I can visit the ATM in here, though.
Hi, it's Mike Ritchie from the Ritchie Law Firm. We're talking to you today about what happens if you're involved in a motorcycle crash, and it's not your fault, but you're not wearing your protective.
Card out.
The outcome. History repeated itself, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. scored his second consecutive championship, forcing Sadler to once again settle for second. 1 point ahead of his teammate Austin Dillon, who would go on to win the championship the following year. But Sadler didn't stick around to see it happen. Instead, he headed for the slightly less green pastures of Joe Gibbs Racing. His results, again, reflected that. In 2 seasons at JGR, he notched a 4th place points finish and a 3rd place points finish. A bit of a downgrade. Highlights include this win at Talladega and a little mini beef with Regan Smith. And then, in lieu of another opportunity that had to wait, he drove the 1 car for Roush Racing in 2015, a year that they would win the championship. Not with Elliott, though. He could only muster a 6th place points finish. Now 40 years old and not getting any younger, the clock was ticking for the NASCAR veteran. But thankfully, his final opportunity would be his best one yet.
Yeah, really excited to be able to partner with Elliott and One Main Financial. They've been in the series longer than Junior Motorsports has been around, so
joining a Junior Motorsports well on the rise, again driving the number 1 One Main car, Sadler was poised to have his best season ever. That he did. In 2016, he put up a staggering 29 top 10s in 33 races, including 2.5 victories.
Yo!
Sorry, Brendan Poole should have won this race. He also put down a league best average finish of 6.8. Just 1 finish in the bottom half of the field all year long, and he didn't crash a single car.
Okay, there we go. The game's not bugged anymore.
If it had happened in the year before, it would have no doubt resulted in a
There it is.
championship. Sadly, this was the year that NASCAR's playoff format bested the rest of the series, which meant that the whole season and the whole championship came down to the final race in Homestead. And Sadler wasn't great. He led the least laps of all 4 contenders and likely would have finished 4th if not for a late caution that set up a late restart. Now, for reasons only he, God, and the devil will ever understand, backmarker Cole Witt decided not to pit, instead staying out on old scuffed-up tires. Most people don't know who Cole Witt is. There's a reason for that.
He spun the tires. Elliott Sadler goes by.
Ridiculous as this might have been, for a fleeting second, it looked like the stars finally aligned. But the car behind him, the 19 of Daniel Suarez, who's been far and away the best
Damn it.
tonight, snatches victory from the jaws of defeat.
you know, we'll go back and regroup. But to finish second is definitely hard to swallow.
Finishing second.
Oh shit! The motherfucker just got slimed.
Runner-up points finish in the now Xfinity series. All of that consistency all year long was completely moot because he couldn't perform in the last race. And the following season saw an unexpected drop. No wins.
I hit it.
Yes. Average finish. He once again won the regular season championship, but it wasn't like the year before. Could have just been the
I'm turning this car into the Mitsubishi Eclipse from Fast and Furious.
wasn't the championship he was after.
We saved our best for last because for us it's championship or nothing.
For the 4th time in the last 6 years, Elliott Sadler went into the final race of the season with a chance to win the whole darn thing. He wasn't kidding about going all out. Despite starting all the way back in 14th, he managed to take the championship lead with just 35 laps to go. It should have been smooth sailing from there. About 500 feet up the road was Ryan Preece. He wasn't in contention for the Drivers' Championship, but his car, the Joe Gibbs number 18, was still eligible for the Owners' Championship, which is to say he's still racing for something. Sadler didn't see it that way, but nevertheless, he had to fight him. Despite his competitor, William Byron, brushing the wall a couple laps earlier, Elliott was still feeling the pressure at 9 to go. I reiterate, he still had 9 laps to set up a pass on Preece. And here's what he did.
Sadler dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He doesn't clear Preece right here. This is going to slow him down. Huge.
Unable to block the run from the 9 car, Sadler
Oh shit!
Hail Mary to hang on, and
What into the wall?
not ideal, but even Byron had hit the wall and bounced right back. If he could do it, so could Elliott Sadler. He chased the back down all the way up until 5 to go, when both of them were right in his crosshairs. I emphasize, he still had 5 more laps to set up a pass. Just
Nothing.
Sadler gets in the back of the 18.
Oh my god! This car. Because I almost got smacked by a fucking car. Duh. Okay, I'm sitting here on the side of the damn fucking track, my dude.
to this day.
William passes us, and I lose the championship. That to this day is still there. It is bad.
Now, I would contest that it was his own desperation that cost him, and furthermore, it's an affront to the entire concept of racing to expect a competitor not to compete. But honestly,
dude, what the fuck?
we've just seen, can you really blame him? William Byron, his teammate 21 years younger, took the trophy right out from under him. And for the fourth and final time, Sadler finished second. But wait, it gets worse. In the following year's season opener, he finished 4/1000th of a second behind the 9 car, now driven by Tyler Reddick, in what is still the single closest finish in NASCAR history.
You seem to always finish second. A lot of seconds here, but we have no win, so we just, it's frustrating.
And he finished second again in Dover, and then again in Daytona after Justin Haley was disqualified, and then, at the end of the year, we'll call it a career. Without a win on the season, a red championship accents, just silver medal after silver medal.
Second place? That's a fancy word for losing.
4 seasons where the championship was right there for the taking, and he just couldn't reach it. Though he did win 4 of something else. He was voted the most popular driver in 2011, 16, 17, and 18, which at the time was a series record. Through all those years of hard work, fielding his own cars to becoming a Cup Series winner to a second series contender, the fans revered him. He was just another kid with a dream, proved he could hang with the best, and even after the sport had seemingly passed him by, came back stronger than ever before. Surrounded by the stars of today, Elliott Sadler still held his own, and made himself known as one of the best. Should he have won a championship? Yeah, no doubt about it. But for the guys who did, he didn't make it easy.
Let's get this straight. 2025, that's a lot of pushing going on. Last season, proved nothing. Well, maybe for a few. Alex below, he took control. Cool, calculated, and ruthless behind the wheel. Now the whole grade is staring at the throne, thinking the same thing. Someone has to knock him off. Good luck. Pato's season was a career high. The ghost can haunt him more than once.
It was like a Sunday.
3 victories, 3 trophy roses. Are we witnessing a champion in the making? With IndyCar, no season is the same. Will Power shipped off to Andretti. Will Dave to Team Penske?
These two are fighting for the same job.
Times are changing, except for Scott Dixon.
The 44-year-old 6-time champion.
Father Time hasn't left him yet. Christian Rasmussen captured win number 1 of his early career and led ECR back to victory lane. How about that for a statement? Dennis Hauger and Kyle Collette headline an exciting rookie class. And hold on, we've got Schumacher on the grid? Now we're talking. These guys aren't necessarily.
We all know trucks like Gravedigger, Bigfoot, and El Toro Loco. But did you know that there's also numerous knockoff versions of these popular trucks? Yeah, some truck makers will create these big versions of famous trucks, either to fool fans who don't know any better, or to parodize these big brand monster trucks. So in this video, we're going to be looking at plenty of these bootlegs, ranging from those on the edge of copyright infringement to straight up imposters of the originals. So without further ado, let's look at our first truck.
You know what? That is that just targeted right there, my guy?
Living up to its name, Identity Theft is a direct parody of the Gravedigger monster truck. Despite the quite obvious similarities to the design it's meant to resemble, this is still probably the most legitimate truck in this entire video. That's because the truck's owner, Bill Payne, actually contacted someone from Monster Jam during Identity Theft's construction to verify that the truck wouldn't be considered too similar to Gravedigger. And sure enough, Monster Jam did request that Payne's team, Straight Up Racing, make some adjustments in order for it to look a little bit less Gravedigger-like. And while Monster Jam and Straight Up Racing would eventually settle on this design, which removed the green vapor and flames, for the meantime, Payne would run the truck without any fiberglass. For the very few of events that the truck was run in the state, it was referred to as Rage in a Cage. Now, even though it certainly was not intentional, I would say this could be viewed as a parody to another truck, which just so happened to run with a green shell and no body, that of course being Project X. But I digress. After the truck was finally booted into competition with its new body, there was still a fair bit of controversy surrounding the truck. Some fans felt that identity theft was riding on the coattails of Gravedigger's success by copying its likeness. So, how does Payne and his team end up responding to all this? Well, how about teasing the idea of creating a Mohawk Warrior? The team posted this to their Facebook page, which apparently skyrocketed 1,000 likes with this post. Of course, this Mohawk Warrior parody truck never actually ended up being created, but the team would put together another Gravedigger parody body called Jailbreak. In essence, this truck was meant to be a successor to Identity Theft.
Hold on, Damon, listen.
Now, another thing we have to talk about when it comes to
Hello?
this truck is just the sheer amount of paint schemes it has.
Did you hear that?
You of course have the original unused design that had to be changed
Lame
for
ass.
copyright reasons. Then they made the revised design in accordance to Monster Jam's guidelines. A new design with purple flames up front, then a green vapor dominated body, and then this one, which probably looked more like Gravedigger than any of their designs before this, and this nice looking green and black flame design that they came up with in 2023, which was most notably sponsored by the company Safety Clean. Nowadays, the green flamed paint scheme seems to be the standard version of the truck, having been featured in the Monster Mashers toy line, along with the Monster Truck Destruction mobile game. So with all this merchandising, along with the truck having been around for 12 years now, I think it's safe to say identity theft ain't going anywhere.
Being distracted by your phone puts lives in danger, whether in the ring or driving down the road. Stay focused and stay off your phone. Safe driving is something we can all live with.
Are you mad? Because I'm mad. Think about what's happening in our body shop industry right now. How does it even make
Going anywhere. Our next truck is going to be El Taco Loco. Obviously being inspired by Monster Jam's El Toro Loco. throw caution to the wind completely and copy almost the exact mold